Hello, everyone, and good evening. Welcome to Reality Hour. It's been a while, but we are back. I am Adam Samuel. Tonight, first time we were talking about America's Got Talent. It's been so long, I don't even know what season this is, but that's kind of how this season of podcasting is going to be. It's going to be a little bit different. So, before we say anything, the stipulation for this season's podcasting, like I said, is going to be a bit different. So, not everyone on our panel of contributors followed the rules, but
I have a reason I didn't. But
well, all right. So Eric has a reason, but how we're going to be doing this is there are going. I don't know about YouTube, but I will say for me, I'm just watching the performances. I'm not watching the intro packages, judges' performances, basically nothing from social media, and these are just raw thoughts from me, and that's for me. But from Grace, might be a little different. How you doing today, Grace?
I'm doing okay. I just went back to work yesterday, so that was a little bit depressing, but it'll be okay. I did watch the judges' save vote, and that was like maddening enough to make me never want to watch these judges again. But that was really all the judges that I watched this week. And I watched Darcy from last night, but she's Darcy.
And we got Eric. How you doing today, Eric?
Darcy is the GOAT. And I'm doing well.
At this rate, we might have actual goats on the show. I mean, we've got dogs, we've got birds, we've got phoenixes.
Well, we had. They all got
Anyway, I'm in my new apartment with a new backdrop.
I am too.
I like this. I know. I literally moved yesterday, so I'm very excited that everything's working out. My internet's all set up. My appliances are all working. Everything's going great. I'm very happy about that. I did watch more of this season than both of you two did, and that's because I'm actually writing Powerless for MJ about the season, so I can't really be I can't go in completely ignorant about what's happening. I wish I could sometimes, because it's a lot. The right way to watch America's Got Talent is to start up the live shows and to skip the auditions entirely. So,
especially since this week they went on entirely too long this year.
The auditions? Yeah. They always do. I mean,
I know, but they went on even longer this year because they had
no judge cuts.
Yeah, they had no judge cuts because they went on 2 weeks hiatus for the Olympics, and then they came back and it was live shows.
I will say, only America's Got Talent can somehow make the format even worse than the previous year. Because at least, 2 years ago at least, we had. I'm not a fan of the format of the judge cuts rounds, but at least we get more performances from the acts. Now, the Golden Buzzer, first of all, is meaningless now from the auditions because you don't get to skip around anymore. You just get a guaranteed. You know that you're not getting cut at the judge between the 4 live shows, so that's pointless now. And the winner will perform 4 times, and that's it, which is terrible. Not enough. But anyway.
Can I ask you guys a question? So this is my first time watching America's Got Talent. Like I said, I'm completely blind going into this round. Tell me, what did you guys think of the auditions and judge cuts?
I will say the first 2 weeks of auditions, I was all set on my not wanting to watch the show anymore. The first 2 weeks were super bad. I mean, super rough. By week 3 and week 4, there were a couple acts that I actually got a little bit excited about. None of them were on this week, by the way, Adam. The best is yet to come. This is by far. This was a really letdown of a live show based on which acts were performing. None of my favorites were this week. So,
my favorite was this week. So
I know, and he's gone. So, but we'll get there. I think that this season has once again proved what we say about America's Got Talent, which is you can watch one season of America's Got Talent, and it will be the same as every other season of America's Got Talent. There's the types of acts are cast exactly the same every season, and the way to watch the show is to watch it one season and then never watch another season. But here we are anyway because we miss talking about stuff, so we're back. Regardless,
basically, we are a slave to conversations with each other, but. But Grace, I want to ask you, what did you think of the early season parts if you watched it?
I didn't watch any full episodes. I only watched like a handful of auditions. I watched the first 2 Golden Buzzers, and I watched one audition from this week. because I knew who they were before they were on the show.
Mm-hmm.
And that was pretty much it.
I think I watched one episode. No, I watched
the first two.
one performance.
I
just watched Seth Ward.
Oh,
Legit, that was the only one.
Oh, I watched the Quick Changer. I don't remember whose Golden Buzzer she was.
Oh, she's
but I did watch her. But she's not on this week yet either.
Quick Change can't do well in these shows, though. They never do.
I think I have a feeling that's going to change this year. But
all right, maybe they make finale, but honestly,
she could win. She's not like any Quick Change artist you've ever seen before. She's in a different league.
Do we have any real ringers going into the show? Like, who you think is really going to win?
Everyone is the ringer. We saw her on the results show yesterday, and she had to drop out because she's not doing so well, which is really sad. So until she dropped out, I was going to say that Nightbird was going to win this show in a cakewalk, but now, while it really sucks that she's not doing well, it seems
it does.
It does. I could stop there. I will say that through the season, through a wrench into the season, and now I don't know what's going to happen, which is in a way exciting.
All right, well, let's actually talk about these contestants. Like I said, I have no idea about their stories. I haven't watched or read anything. I just gonna give you my raw thoughts. So, kicking off the show, one of the most bizarre things I think I've ever seen on America's Got Talent, canine stars. I don't know what was going on with this, like the first 30 seconds of this performance, because I was like, what's going on here? Grace, tell me what this was, or what it was supposed to be.
It was supposed to be the dogs as the judges, and honestly, like, the Howie dog was funnier than Howie Mandel. I'll say that much, which says absolutely nothing. But they're a dog act. They're the only dog act of the season, but they're still a dog act.
How did they get those sound clips, though?
I don't know. If they ever have the judges record them or they use like voice impressions. I don't know what they did. Regardless of what it is, I thought the parts of the judge bits absolutely sucked. The act in the middle, I thought, was actually pretty great. I mean, I think I noticed a few of the dogs did not do the tricks that they're supposed to be doing, is my guess.
You can't ding them for that, though. It's a dog.
Because the tricks are much higher difficulty than with the most of the dog acts that I've seen on these shows. So, honestly, I thought they were going to make it through, and I'm not disappointed that they're gone, mostly because the beginning and the end of the act really did suck. But the middle of the act was good, and I'm kind of disappointed that they're gone.
And
yeah, there were some good moments. Good. What was that?
And they were in the death spot.
Yes.
I thought some of the tricks that were really fantastic.
Yes.
Like the dog on the ball. I was like, I couldn't do that. I would die. But honestly, this was like I would have given it a BB minus, honestly. Kind of middling road.
I would have given the middle part a B plus, and I would have given the rest of it like a D. So
what about you, Grace?
I thought they might at least be in the middle, like on the bubble, but they were bottom 4, so.
Well,
and no more dog acts this year, which is a little bit rough.
Well, we had a bird act.
We'll get to that one.
Maybe we should have had another bird act, because then we could have like a toucan play at that game kind of thing. That one was bad. Yeah, let's just move on.
I'm already regretting.
Peter Rosalita.
Peter Rosalita, 10-year-old singer performing. I have nothing. I got to tell you, like when I started watching this, I was like, oh my God. Like, what did you guys think?
I actually looked him up, and I was really surprised that he was never on another show, at least not that I could find. He's very cute. He has a lot of potential, but I have heard this song covered worse by people twice his age, so I will give him credit for that.
I just take issue with the song choice, honestly. Like, this is just the show giving him no chance. Like, he's a good singer, but just...
Well, clearly they didn't give him no chance because he made it through.
Oh, not only did he make it through, he got the most views of anybody.
Although, did he make it through because he deserved to, or did he make it through because everybody else sucked, so he was in the top 5 by default?
No, he got... His audition was one of the most viewed of the season. And that's not me watching the That's me clicking on the link to watch it. So that's not a spoiler, really. He got like double the views of most of the ever acts. Basically, he's getting a shitload of views. He's a lock for not just next round. He's a lock for the top 10 easily.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he can win. He's dated him. Like if they just give him these kind of.
He's not going to win, but he's easily a lock for the finale.
Oh yeah, he'll definitely be there.
Yeah, I would have given like a B, honestly.
What was with the butterflies though? Like at the end, like all this butterfly confetti.
It would look like a confetti shower, like when someone wins.
It was, but apparently it was a glitch or something. Is what Howie said, which I shouldn't have said.
Was it supposed to be for something else?
I think so.
Like for the dog act?
No.
That'd be really awkward.
I think it probably was supposed to. I think it might have. I don't know who it was supposed to be for, but it was not supposed to be for him.
All right.
Anyway.
Let's move on. Beyond Belief Dance Company. Eric, what'd you think?
I wrote the definition of a filler act, and then this is the only one I watched the judges' comments for, because MJ didn't have it, and I saw that someone said like Simon said that they could make the finale, and I'm like, that did not jive with what I thought. I actually was going to rank them higher. I was going to rank them higher on my power list based on that comment, and I'm glad I decided against that because they're gone. Because it was nothing I haven't seen on one of these shows before. It was nothing truly special. It was a filler act.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, look, they're talented, but
yes,
the act itself was just very generic.
Yes.
Like that's the real word that I would use for it. I mean, it was good, but am I going to remember it? That's the kind of thing. I feel like they just easily get lost in the shuffle. And at most, I would give this like a C.
That's another pun that snuck through.
Oh.
Okay, here's my thoughts. It really wasn't a bad performance at all. It really wasn't.
It wasn't bad.
And I thought maybe being the only dance act of the night might be enough. And they really did perform well. But yeah, I'm not surprised at all that they lost the judges' save, especially when it went into a tie. But we'll get to that later. And Sophia's reasoning for saving them over the person that got the judges' save really bothered me. But we'll get to that too.
Well, let's move on to who was my favorite act of the night, I will say. Just straight up. Madeline, well, actually, second place. But Madeline Bailey performing Titanium.
Of course.
I know her. I not personally, but I watched her videos ahead of time. She was like a really, really big YouTuber. Like
she has 8.5 million subscribers on YouTube. She has 2.5 million followers on TikTok. She has absolutely nothing to gain from being here.
Yeah, but she is, and she's good.
I love her so much, you cannot convince me though that somebody did not force her to sing this song.
You could say that about anyone on the show, though.
But like this song was a top 10 hit in 3 countries. Her version of this song.
I like when she's saying something just like this.
Oh, I love that version.
I know, right? The piano. I would like that one. That would be
all
a
right.
good
Before we start going on tangents, Eric, talk about the performance.
I get that you guys like her. For some reason, something about her voice kind of bugged me. I don't know what it was, but I'm not mad. She's still here. She is talented, but like you said, she's one of the plantiest plants that's ever been on the show. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of holding that against her, but it's also that I just didn't really love her voice that much. But she is undeniably talented, just not for me, is my guess. So,
yeah, I kind of I don't know if she's trying to do the C addiction with this, which don't do that. But I'm glad because a lot of people after the auditions, people that didn't know who she was, were thinking she was a comedic singer because she auditioned with her song written out of hate comments,
which was clever, gimmicky, but
So I'm glad they actually tried to make her look serious. I would have put her in the top 5 based on performances this week, but I'm not all that surprised that she needed the judges' save to get her here / the deadlock save.
I liked her though. I gave her a B+, honestly.
Yeah. I'm just hoping though that I don't know. Can we just get to Sophia saving the Sophia and Heidi voted to save the dancers. Heidi saved the dancers because she didn't feel like she has really connected with Madeline yet, which I get. Sophia saved Madeline because she doesn't think that she needs the show, which honestly, she doesn't. But that is like the dumbest thing I've ever heard one of these judges say. And that's saying a lot with a judging panel that Howie Mandel is on.
That is not the dumbest thing that a judge has ever said on this show. It's not smart, but it's not a reason to send someone home. But
one thing, I don't know if either of you guys know this. When the judges' save goes to a tie, do they go to the instant save votes or do they go to the public votes from the
public votes from the night before, as far as I'm aware?
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Because they weren't showing a poll during the instant save, so
oh, they didn't this time. They're learning, I guess. Good.
Yeah, they didn't show a poll.
Good to see. They are learning to put some suspense involved.
I would give Madeline Bailey though B+.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I like the YouTube version better. But if Simon wants her to do an original next week, she's probably going to do an original next week. If she doesn't do Believe.
Something just like this, though. Please.
That's not going to happen.
Why?
Because we can't have nice things.
But you know who did have nice things? Kabir Singh, comic. He got the Duncan Sonic. I can't keep up with this. Snapple save. We've gone through so many different saves. I can't keep up with this.
It's just the instant save now, is what they called it.
Soon we're gonna have the Dasani water save.
It's now the Sonic Route 44 lounge though, but it's the instant save.
But anyway,
on there at all.
We had two comedians this episode. Wiz Kabir, your guys' favorite?
Comedians
Can I say I didn't like?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go. You go first. Okay.
Comedians really aren't for me. I've never really been a huge fan of any of them. But I didn't roll my eyes at any of his jokes, so that's a plus. Go ahead.
Okay, so I am a fan of certain comedians on the show when they're actually funny. I'm seeing Ryan E. Miller on Sunday. Finally, I'm very excited about that.
Dude, that's awesome.
I'm very excited about that. Kabir. I like his audition a lot better than I like this performance. Great presence. I can actually give him the same comment for both of the comedians. They both have good presence on stage, but the material from both of them was kind of lacking. Kabir at least got one chuckle out of me with that Siri joke 7-Eleven. But I'm glad he got saved. But I was a little disappointed. I was hoping for better things from him. So,
what about you, Grace?
Grace already talked about him.
I was gonna say, comedians just aren't for me, and that material, that self-deprecation about your race, it's really hit or miss on these shows. So I just hope he doesn't take it too far, because that's gonna be the death of him.
All right. Well,
his audition was way better. I'll say that.
I thought he was all right. B-. Nothing great, kind of middle of the road for me. Mm-hmm. But Dustin Tavello, our only magician this episode, he got the longest, I think, performance. It was 5 minutes. And yeah, what did you guys think of this one?
Decent trick, not mind-blowing. Presentation was a bit sloppy, actually, which I was surprised by. It was really smart of him to bring out his kids to get those. And
that's one way to do it.
Do you think that's the only reason he actually made it in the top 5?
No, but I think it
the story. Yeah, I think honestly, I'm going to disagree with you, Eric. I thought the act was really subpar. I thought it went on for way too long. It was predictable.
That's not disagreeing with me. I didn't say I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I didn't like this act. Honestly, I was looking at my watch and just. I was this is still going on. Come on, 5 minutes. And it just felt very.
I think also we're not used to that. Eric has been saying for a long time, he wants some of these acts to get more time. Now we have it and we're complaining about it. We're never going to be happy with the show.
No, I don't think it all depends on the presentation. If you have 5 minutes and you could make the most of that 5 minutes and keep me entertained, that's fine. But when I notice it, what did you guys think though? Grace.
This is the part in the show where I realize that I am just so numb to America's Got Talent anymore, and very few things impress me anymore. But no, his story and the kids definitely pulled in some votes. I don't know if he can. Plus, I'm not really into magicians unless they're like amazing or really cool or adorable or hot. And he is none of those things. So I'm not surprised at all that he made it. He was the only magician, and he pulled out the kids, and he wasn't the worst of the night. But I won't be surprised at all if he doesn't make the final.
Oh, he's definitely getting cut next round. So
are there other magicians coming up?
Yes.
Okay.
You saw one of them. One of them was the Golden Mother.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Leah Kyle.
Mm-hmm. So if they end up in the same episode, like, wah, wah, for him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, let's move on to 1/8 chord, a vocal group performing Everybody Hurts. I didn't like this. I don't know about you guys. Something was weird about it. I just came away from it like, this isn't working for me, and I don't know why. What did you guys think?
Part of it is this song. This is one of those songs that benefits from not being sung well, which sounds weird. Like Melanie Amaro sang it on X Factor and got nowhere with it because she has a really good voice, and that song benefits from not being sung perfectly. I personally thought they did way too much with it, and they did way too much gospel. I'm very happy they made it, though, because I do like them. But were they the ones who auditioned with Fix You, or is that a different group?
I think they were ones that did Fix You.
Okay, because I really liked that audition, but this just didn't work for me. And
It felt very weird. I don't know. I think this for me was just the song choice because Everybody Hurts. For me, I always associate with like ironic moments. You know, like you play this song when like you're joking. You know what I mean? Like, wasn't there an episode of The Big Bang Theory where something happened where it was Sheldon and Amy and she was sad, so she's playing this on the harp?
Yeah. Penny noted that went bridesmaid dress shopping without Amy, so she was at home playing this on her harp and crying.
That's how I always associate this. I think of it ironically. So when someone's saying it like legit, I'm like, this is weird.
Natasha Stewart sang it on The Voice Australia, and it was really, really good. But it was like just her and a piano, and it was just like really raw and vulnerable. And that's really what this song is. This was not that.
What about you, Eric? What do you think?
I'm not a fan of gospel. I think they do have amazing voices, though.
They do.
And I honestly, I couldn't fault the performance. I mean, it's not my thing, but they are undeniably talented. So I'm glad they're through.
Yeah, I'm hoping next week they do a song that like, or whatever semifinal they're in, like they do a song that actually benefits from the gospel treatment, because this was not it.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just weird. But let's move on to Gina Brilliant. Brian. Well, I didn't know that because I didn't watch any of the stuff. But she's a comedian. Another one. How'd she measure up to Kabir?
I didn't like Kabir. I really did not like Gina.
I didn't like either one of them. She was every episode there's one person who makes the top 5 that I do not understand why they made the top 5. For me, it was her.
Yep, agreed. I thought she was a total goner.
For one thing, I didn't think both comedians were going to make it. I figured maybe one of them would, but I figured if one of them was going to make it, it would be Kabir.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I don't remember who they called Gina up with on the results episode, but I was just like, I think it was the dogs
and Seth Ward.
And I knew Seth Ward was going home, but I kind of figured of those 3, the dogs were going to make it.
But yeah, for me, I think she got like a chuckle out of me once, and that was kind of it. Okay. Not even from you, Grace?
I don't like comedians.
Tough crowd.
I just don't like comedians. I don't know what it is with that.
Maybe you liked gangsta grass, hip hop country. That word was barely English.
Well, it's not even a real word.
What did you guys think?
Technically, parts of it weren't bad, but it was a hot mess because of it. It just wasn't the. Honestly, it wasn't the worst act of the episode. It was up there, but you think it was worse than Seth Ward?
This, for me, I actually had to turn it off in the middle of it because it made my ears hurt. Like from the second they started, the harmonies were really off. I compared it to a collaboration between Restless Road and Vanilla Ice, and now I so regret that.
Oh God! Now that image is in my head, and I can't get
I
it
so
out.
regret that now. It was so
Why
bad.
would you do that to me, Grace? God!
I mean, okay, there have been country
Damn
and
it!
hip hop.
I wish I came up with that.
There have been country and hip hop collaborations that worked. Nelly and Tim McGraw, Old Town Road, even though it's a terrible song, it's not the worst thing ever. I don't even know what the hell this was.
Never do I.
And I actually had to turn it off in the middle of it because bad music acts make my ears hurt. And I get to deal with a bunch of crazy 7th graders in a few weeks, so that'll make my ears hurt. So I'm not ready for that yet.
Okay. Adam, did you like this?
You know, I really liked Sethward.
Okay.
And that's how you transition. Let's talk. Look, we've talked enough about these other acts. Let's really talk about the star of the show, because there is no greater star than Sethward on America's Got Talent. Sethward might be the reason we are podcasting again this season. I will be honest, or at least why I am, because when I saw that he had auditioned again, I thought, I remember when we had been podcasting, we talked about him 3 years. We've been talking about this guy. And I do believe I said in the past, I would have given him my golden buzzer. And I stand by it.
Okay. I will say I was expecting a different costume. I was a little annoyed that it was a peacock again.
NBC's got an NBC.
Yep, gotta get that promo.
Well, next year they have the Olympics and the Super Bowl. They're expected to make $1.4 billion combined, so they don't need the money.
I know. I will say I think he might be one of the worst acts to ever make live shows. But I mean that as the ultimate compliment, because he's absolutely nuts, and
That's what the show is about, Eric. Eric, his act was impeccable.
Boo!
I mean,
Eric, Grace, don't make this awkward.
Okay.
When he
get them all out. Get them all out.
Okay, when he came out as a phoenix, I think the only thing that would have made this performance even slightly entertaining for me is if he had actually caught on fire.
Correct.
I thought the performance was
phoenix. He would have come up from the ashes.
I just found it so exciting, like eggs.
I'm like,
exciting.
It would have actually been kind of funny if he was wearing like a fire suit or something. Actually, was able to catch himself on fire. But the whole point of the act is that it's not funny; it's just terrible. So they couldn't do that. Anyway,
but that's the fun, Eric. It's just ridiculous. That is what this show is.
The worst part is, after this, I was thinking, what if he goes on Dancing with the Stars? And I'm just like, I do not want that right now.
He's not a star. Don't worry about it.
Although if he does, I will have my 3-peats.
Do you think he makes the costumes?
They do get like a say. I mean, they have costume designers on the show, but like the couples are given say so in this. So I would not be surprised if he like comes out in bird costumes for like the 2 or 3 weeks that he's on the show and does like a bunch of bird songs in the same way that Carol Baskin did a bunch of cat songs. Like I'm trying to think,
the tiger.
I'm trying to think like if he makes it to Disney Night by some spoof. Is there a Disney movie that prominently features birds?
What is this conversation happening right? Okay, anyway.
I don't know, because the only Disney birds I can think of are Kevin and the stupid chicken from Moana. Like, I'm out of birds.
Okay, Adam, anything else you want to say about Sethward before we can move on?
He was robbed. And I'm going to put this out there. 4th time's the charm.
This was the 4th time.
It was.
5th time's the charm.
He already made the last one. He's come back.
He's not
Unless he goes
back.
on Britain's Got Talent, but Simon Cowell will never.
You know he might. I mean, Simon Cowell's got to do whatever he can. I mean, X Factor's gone. Sethward could be the savior. What if Sethward was a judge?
Oh my god. Anyway.
I cannot see him and David.
This is the most fun I'm going to have.
I'm glad you're having your fun while you can.
But hey, the longer we talk about this, the more we're putting off the act that Eric probably didn't watch.
Matt Johnson, escape artist. By the book, boring. exactly what it sounds what it's was going to be. Am I right?
I don't like Danger Acts, but someone at America's Got Talent for some reason clearly does, because next winter they're doing an entire fucking season full of them, and which is like the worst possible. I mean, I know
Best possible.
you would have to pay me a lot of money to watch that shit. Anyway, 2/3 as is typical of these Danger Acts, 2/3 of the act is build up, only 1/3 is the actual trick. He's gone. I'm happy about it. The only way we're ever going to get a Danger Act to win is by making only Danger Acts be on the show. So
Which they're actually doing.
Yep, that's what we're
They're
doing.
probably just going to bring back a lot of returning contestants.
Oh, 100%.
That's probably what it's going to be. It's going to be like my post-apocalyptic AGT champions with all the joke acts.
What about you, Grace? What do you think of that?
I'm in the same boat as Eric. I do not get these acts. I'm happy he survived, but I'm also pretty happy that he did not make it to the next round because there's no point.
Correct.
Well, closing out the night, Jimmy Herrod. Very surprising voice. I didn't kind of expect it coming out of his voice. Coming out of it, like I wouldn't have attached that voice to him, but it was a pretty good voice, and he does
pretty good.
Pure Imagination from Willy Wonka. Strange song choice, but
he did Tomorrow for his audition, so I think he's just going to do like a musical theater 11 o'clock numbers for the entire time he's on the show.
Yeah.
But no,
I will say,
good.
2 awful song choices in a row from him, and it doesn't matter because I think he has the best voice of the season. He's not my favorite singer this season because I care about song choice and presentation and style.
Sethward has the best voice, Eric.
Shut up.
Sethward doesn't even sing.
If he did, though, it would have he would have sang like a bird.
But I will be stunned if Jimmy is not in the top 5.
Eric just...
Yeah, I didn't hear that. I'm going to move on. But Jimmy is totally going to be in the top 5.
Mm-hmm. All right. So first off, he didn't mention.
I just want to see if Sethward's going to be online on social media. Maybe he'll be sharing some tweets.
And on that note, we didn't talk about this, but Jimmy was Sophia's golden buzzer.
Yes.
I didn't like the song choice for his audition. I didn't like this one either. His voice is gorgeous. He was going to make it regardless of what he did, and he absolutely deserved to. And I don't see any scenario without him in the finale.
Correct.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was just okay.
Oh, I hated the song choice. But like I said, this is all like, although if he sings Memory in the semifinals, I'm going to scream and throw my TV out the window.
Well, so that's...
I will say MJ in her blog suggested Defying Gravity from Wicked, and I think that would be amazing.
Sooner try Defying Gravity.
And because we know that Simon Cowell shows only have like a certain number of songs that are allowed to have on the song list, that one's been done before, so it's actually a possibility, which is nice.
I just had a horrible feeling that he's going to do Never Enough.
Never enough.
That's the finale. That's the finale performance.
I love how we're just calling this all right now.
Well, it's Simon Cowell. There's got to be like, I mean, something from that show.
So it's not like it's a difficult thing to guess. That's the problem.
Well, so those are our performances from the night. You guys got a top 3?
My top 3 personally would have been probably Jimmy, Peter, and Madeline, and maybe One Accord. Okay, I have 4, but yeah.
My top 3 is Jimmy, One Accord, Kabir.
Mine is Sethward, Madeline, and I think I'll give it to Peter.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that's our recap of the episodes, but we're going to be back next week. We will talk about the next round of contestants. Eric, without telling me any stories about the contestants, about big names, is it going to be a good week or a bad week next week?
I didn't see who's on next week. Do you know?
I have the list.
Read out the list and tell me.
Okay.
I guess I'm not going to know anyone anyway.
We've got Aiden Bryant,
Don't remember.
Doak Teok Crew. I probably said that wrong. Johnny Showcase.
Oh God.
Josh Blue. Korean Soul. Northwell Nurse Choir. Peter Antonio. I probably said that wrong.
Two
too.
Peters.
Positive Impact Movement. Shufflelution. T3. Tori Vagacy. And Victory Brinker.
Well, none of my favorites for next week. Next week's gonna suck.
All right.
I don't know what any of those names mean.
Any bets on which BTS song Korean Soul is going to be forced to sing next week?
I don't know. But I will say week 3 is going to be very loaded then, which is going to be tough.
And there's a wild card since Nightbird is out. But
Yep.
I think we get to pick the wild card.
We
Could
did.
it be Sethward?
No, it's going to be somebody that didn't initially make it to this round.
Sethward? He didn't make it last year.
That's last.
he could be a wild card from last year.
Okay.
I mean, if he gets wild carded into the semifinals, I'm just going to walk out of here.
There's no way he's coming back. You know that, right?
I mean,
I'm just
he
trying
is
to
a
think of one more
Phoenix.
pun. Yeah, it's true. How about if we get to the final episode and it's and the final act of the episode is, and they just open the curtains for the wild card and it's just a pile of ash, and then you just see Sethward's head pops up. He goes, "I'm back."
Okay. I'm glad you're enjoying this, Adam. Anyway, I want to start wrapping this up because I don't have any.
Right.
I don't have any more
Puns. All right, I'll give Eric a sec. What?
I'm trying to come up with a pun and I can't.
All right. While he does that, I will say I am Adam Samuel. You can find me on Twitter at AdamSoapbox. And where can we find you, Grace?
Reality2_Grace on Twitter, waiting for Dancing with the Stars news. I've seen rumors, but rumors mean nothing.
Eric, moment of truth.
Eric_Ascher on Twitter, bit.ly/EricLovids, where I'll have some new concert videos up on Sunday. I'm seeing my favorite local band again. Favorite band, actually, generally. And that's it.
It was a chirping good time talking to you guys. And just did that work? Chirp? Because birds chirp. Anyway, we will be back next week. Until then, stay awesome.
Bye.